everyone, Tatamato aka Zero Pay Racer here, and today we are going to take a look at the best free-to-play friendly cars for multiplayer 1. Before we start, let me clarify. This is not a list of the absolute strongest cars in each class. Instead, it's a selection of cars that I consider the best balance between performance and availability for free-to-play players. Some cars here might be harder to obtain, but I've always included an honorable mention as an easier alternative. Also, I included cars which I used the most during my many years of playing the game. I've been free to play for a long time, so these are cars that I personally have built up over the time, and I believe most free-to-play players will have a similar garage after enough grinding. Stick until the end, because I will also explain my picks for Class S, where things get really tricky for free-to-play. And of course, hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming MP2 cars list in part 2. Now, for Class D, my pick is the Lotus Elise Sprint 220. This car is amazing for technical tracks, great acceleration, fantastic handling, small drift radius and very efficient nitro. All of that makes it easy to drive and super competitive in tracks like Caribbean or Osaka. Its main weakness is unfortunately a very low top speed. That means on straight-line heavy tracks like Cairo or Himalayas, you will often lose against cars like the Ford Shelby GT 350R. But if you use it in the right conditions, it's a beast. You can get its blueprints from the Legend store, from card packs after Garage Level 5. And it even has a showroom unlock event that stays open until you collect 10 blueprints. Easy to build over time without spending. The honorable mention for D-Class goes to DSE10s. DSE10s is similar to Lotus, easier to unlock and some might argue even better, but I always used the Lotus when I was just starting out, so that's why I chose it over the 10s. Class C was a tough choice because there are a lot of good cars here, but my pick is the Saleen S1. At stock, it's nothing special, but when upgraded, it becomes the Corvette Grand Sport of Class C. Its top speed and acceleration aren't insane, but it makes up for it with great handling and stellar nitro efficiency. That means on twisty tracks, it can actually compete against faster cars like the Acura NSX or Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport, where its great handling and nitro gives it a huge advantage against most cars. The S1 first appeared in Drive Syndicate 4, but now you can consistently get its blueprints through sponsorship contracts and from the Legend store once you reach Garage Level 24. It also has a showroom Max Out event. Honorable mention goes to the Pininfarina H2 Speed. Not as balanced, but still a very solid free-to-play option. I used to use this car a lot in the Silver League. For Class B, I went with the Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider. At stock, it already has good acceleration and a very respectable top speed of 325. But when upgraded, its handling and nitro efficiency improve a lot, making it very stable through corners and extremely strong on technical tracks like the Caribbean. Compared to the Corvette Grand Sport, the Huracan is just a bit faster and more consistent overall, which makes it one of the most reliable Class B cars. On top speed-oriented tracks such as Himalayas and Shanghai, the Huracan can still match Class B cars with a higher top speed such as the Apollo N, Porsche 911 GT3 RS, Porsche Carrera GT. It remains useful in Platinum League due to its high acceleration, good handling and excellent nitro efficiency, giving it strong starts and considerable resilience to knockdowns regardless of the track. Huracan blueprints were originally available in a special event, but now you can get its blueprints through the Legend store at Garage Level 16, and it also appears in Starways event that give you a good chunk of blueprints. Its blueprints can also be obtained from most limited time packs, including packs that do not feature it. For a strong Class B car, that's a very fair grind. My honorable mention here is the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport, a car that I used the most before I got the Huracan. It's a little weaker overall, but more accessible for many players and available earlier in multiplayer than the Huracan. Class A was by far the hardest to decide. There are so many strong cars like the Ferrari Aperta or Genti Aquilon, but I decided to go with the Peugeot Onyx. Here is why. It's a very well-rounded car with high top speed, good nitro and amazing handling. It's slightly weaker than the Valhalla, but a lot easier to get and still strong across most tracks. Most importantly, it's available in Gold League, while Aperta and Genti are in Platinum. That makes the Onyx a fantastic transition car for free-to-play players moving from Gold to Platinum. Some people might wonder where is the Dendrobium here. The thing is that I don't have it upgraded as it was never that important to me, and I didn't want to include a car I had no experience in driving. As for the Onyx, it can be unlocked from Starway events. That is how I got it. Card packs once you reach garage level 53 and also from the Legend store. But there is also a way to get it to 6-star before that, as the Onyx is needed for the Speedtail Starway. You can buy the packs with it once that comes on. So yes, it takes time, but it's realistically achievable. The honorable mention here goes to McLaren P1. Yes, there are other choices here which are great, but I found the P1 to be most consistent in the beginning of the game, as it's easy to get and can compete with a lot of cars efficiently, so I had to mention it here for the beginners. And finally, we get to the Class S. Honestly, there aren't many free-to-play friendly options here that are good for multiplayer, but my pick is the Bugatti Chiron. It has very good top speed, decent acceleration and good nitro efficiency. The handling isn't the best, but with practice you can manage it. What makes it free-to-play viable is that it's one of the few Class S cars that you can realistically unlock and upgrade without spending. With Evo tuning it gets really insane, but even without it, I think it's one of the best choices for free-to-play. Chiron blueprints and import parts can be farmed through the Legend store, and it has appeared in multiple events. Many long-term free-to-play players already have it at good star level. And I'd like to mention the Lamborghini Egoista. It's one of the first S-Class cars you can get that can really be competitive in MP. So, that's my list of the best free-to-play friendly cars for multiplayer 1. Again, these are not the absolute best cars in the game, but they are the best mix of strong performance plus realistic availability for free-to-play players. In some classes, the choice was really difficult, but I always gave priority to cars that are easier to build over time. That's why in D class, for example, I chose the Lotus Elise over the BMW i8 Roadster. And in Class A, I picked Onyx because of its role in bridging Gold to Platinum. I mean, there are a lot of amazing cars which could obviously make the list, but I had to choose 5. I'll be making the part 2, where I will cover my free-to-play picks for multiplayer 2. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let me know in the comments which of these cars do you already have built up and which one do you rely on the most in multiplayer. Anyway, this has been Tatamato aka Zero Pay Racer. Thanks for watching and I will see you guys on the track.